This is Dr. Susan Gitau coming to you immediately after Kenya Certificate of Secondary Examination results today announced by our Cabinet Secretary, Professor George Magoha. And what is going on right now? There are so many celebrations around the country. So many schools, especially those schools that have topped in the country, those students that have topped in the country, they are very happy. The communities, the constituencies, the counties where we have these schools that have really performed very well, there is jubilation, there is celebration. However, all these students that sat for Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, we have some of the students that didn't expect to perform that much. They have outstanding performance. That is not what they expected, but that is what they have gotten. We have some students who had very high targets. They had set very high goals. That is not what they have gotten. We have a group of students that all along they knew they are not performers. All along they knew they might never even ever make it, even to get a D, but to their surprise, they've gotten some good grades. Even getting a C is a good grade. And so mixed feelings, mixed reactions, mixed responses, and mixed probably suggestions on the way forward. At this time, you may find that there's some students who had given a particular target grade and they thought they would perform in this way, especially if they wanted to pursue careers based on sciences. Some of them may be arts and high-profile arts, like they want to study law, they want to be journalists, they want to be counseling psychologists like me. And so at the end of the day, we are having now a mixture of reactions and feelings and planning the way forward, because probably the cutoff points for particular career courses, maybe there is already destabilization and one has to sit back and think now, which other career do I take? And so parents also are in that state. Some of the parents, especially the less educated parents, they may not even know how to choose careers or help their children to choose careers at the university. And so mixed feelings, mixed reactions at this moment. We do also have a category of students that they were just in school. Time was just passing by. And it's not that these students are totally stupid. No, they are actually blessed in other ways. Maybe in school, they were very good in agriculture. They were very good in art and craft, very good in carpentry, very good in hands-on skills. But maybe these are the students who called D plus and below, right? And maybe people are just making fun of them. Oh, this one could only get a D. Oh, this one is an E student. But these are some of the students at this particular moment we are waiting for. We really want to have these students pursue skills-based courses like plumbing, even driving professionally. We are looking up to them to actually do a lot of trainings in construction, building and construction. We need many of them actually to do courses that are going to help us move from where we are in a state of helplessness. We also need people to work in the farms. We need people who are going to work in our maybe in our factories. We need them. We need those basic mechanical engineers. We need the artisans, actually. We need the skilled labor in this country. And so there is no student who is worse off. The student who got an A and is going to pursue a profession up there like medicine, they're going to pursue a course up there like architecture or any course in engineering, that's fine. We need them there, but we also need others down here. And so what I would encourage each parent at this time is to really celebrate your child. Whatever grade they brought home, celebrate them. The other thing I want to tell you, student, if something changed because your grade now is not what you expected to get, and that changes your career pathway. Accept and move on. There are some who feel, maybe if I could repeat, I would get a better grade. I want to tell you, it's never too late to go ahead and do that. And please, I would encourage parents to really listen to their kids, because if you fail to listen to your child at this particular moment, you might make them land into a career that was never in their heart, that they never even imagined of pursuing, and then they go to school or they go to college and they become very frustrated, and then you start seeing them having defense mechanisms like using drugs, getting into negative peer pressure, cultism, any form of escapism. You might find your child getting there because you have forced them into a career. So these are also very good moments where parents can seek career guidance for their children, because when they see a career counselor, it's very easy for them to be guided, because there'll be a lot of assessment criteria, factors that will be considered, so that your child is guided, maybe most likely having two careers to really make choices from, career A and career B, and again being focused on many other factors, because there's some courses that some of the students would want to pursue, probably they are not within their locality, and probably they are also not within the parents' budget. Sometimes you can find students pursuing a career because friends are pursuing that career. That may not be a very good way of choosing a career. So parents, kindly guide your students to seek career guidance. Please, this is their lifetime occupation. And so if you can help them make the right choice right now, there will be less cost, especially in terms of the courses they are going to take in future. There'll be less time spent also, because if I go pursue a career that I don't want, it will mean I'll leave that career sometime, go pursue another one. We have seen all these changes of careers, and we have seen students move from one university to another. So if you can get it right from the beginning, the better. And especially those students that have to change courses after doing maybe 1 year or 1 semester, and then probably you have to wait on the other university. If you could get it right from the word go, please do. So I would really encourage even the career counselors, the career coaches, the youth counselors, wherever you are, just come up and help parents help their children. Maybe one other thing I would like to say at this particular moment to all parents, all guardians, and all ex-candidates: celebrate, celebrate, celebrate whatever you have achieved. I remember I really wanted to pursue law, but I just got that B that wasn't strong enough to take me to pursue law. But today, I think I am a paralegal. The way I keep talking about social justice issues and how this justice can be pursued. And so it's still there within me, because what I wanted was justice for humanity. However, I pursued a course that wasn't anywhere in my heart, but I turned all what was negative about that career to being a positive influence in my life and in the lives of very many young people that I have crossed paths with in this nation. I went to pursue bachelor's in education at University of Nairobi, and I was very, very sad. Like for the first 2 years, I was a very sad girl, because I didn't imagine myself becoming a teacher. And so I really wanted also to get out of poverty, and I thought if I pursued a career that would help me think of building wealth, then I would pursue it within bachelor's of education. And so I went ahead and chose to do commerce and economics. After choosing commerce and economics, life was difficult. Economics is not that easy at the university, but I still pursued it up to the second year, and then I majored in commerce. And if you ask me then, why did I major into commerce? I really didn't have an idea then, because in commerce we have marketing, and the way I talk today, I believe I would have made a very good marketer. But there was no career guidance. There was basically no one to help you choose a career. It's like, this world, take care of yourself. And so I finished my bachelor's in education, and I became that teacher that I never wanted to be. And I worked for the government of this nation for 12 good years, five very good years in in uh, in high school, and 5 other good years in teachers training college, and 2 years study leave with pay. I pursued my master's in counseling psychology, and I'm very happy that I also became a teacher. So I want to encourage every student right now. Maybe you're watching me, you're at the university pursuing a course that you never wanted to pursue, but you're there and you're almost finishing. I want to tell you there's no knowledge that goes to waste. I think today I am a better speaker. I organize my words, I organize my thoughts, because in teaching there is logical flow of everything. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you organize your schemes of work, the way you do your lesson planning. And so there's nothing really that goes to waste. And I think I'm also a better trainer, a better facilitator, because I have a teaching background. And again, when you have this teaching knowledge, values, and skills, I think they really help you to become a patriotic citizen. I believe everything I do today is because I was once a teacher, and a teacher in this government. Because every civil servant in any country in the world, one of the things that you learn is to be patriotic. And I don't think that dies even after you leave the civil service. Because whatever I do today, I just look around and I'm like, wow, do I just work like I'm employed by the government? Just I remember, once a civil servant, always a civil servant. And so I want to encourage you, parent, if your child has been admitted, will be admitted to pursue a course that they do not want, and you try always to change that course for them, it doesn't work, kindly let you know. Although I wouldn't like you to get there, there is no knowledge that goes to waste. We do have some students who even imagine, they have these fantasy thoughts about a course, and they go into a course and they're like, wow, they realize this is not what I wanted. This is just too difficult. This is just too tough. And so at the end of the day, you may find them wanting to give up. Kindly seek counseling services, because after you do your first degree or you do your first diploma, you can always detour and take a different course of action. Like, you see, I knew inside of me, I really wanted to change lives. I knew I wanted to empower people. I knew I wanted to give the best that I could. So what did I do? I pursued counseling psychology later, and I went backwards. I did a diploma in counseling psychology, then I pursued a master's in counseling psychology, and finally a doctor of philosophy or PhD in counseling psychology, and very many other courses that I do today. Currently, I'm pursuing a certificate and an almost 1-year course with the Center for Mindful Self-Compassion in self-compassion in psychotherapy. And so you don't stop learning. You keep learning and keep learning to make yourself the best that you can ever be. Well, what I would advise everybody right now to do, the students that are going to college, the parents that are having their children going to college or university, and the teachers, if it's possible, let us have it right from the word go. So there'll be no wastage of resources, there'll be no wastage of time, and we can reduce conflicts and all the losses and costs that are related to wrong career choices. Maybe at this time, I would also like to encourage you as a parent to hold your child so dearly at this particular moment. Do not bash them. Do not talk ill about their results, because some of them right now could be highly depressed, and maybe you are nailing, you are having the last nail. You are hammer it in, like, you see, I knew you're not going to perform well. Oh, you see, now you cannot get the career you wanted. This is not the time. This is the time to accept the results that have come home, and we need to celebrate them. We have known great people who never probably got those high grades, and today they are very influential in whatever area they are in, may it be in agriculture, may it be in business most of the time. And so it's good to celebrate our children, and it's also good not to compare our children. It's also not good right now to use the results to demarcate other schools and say these schools are better than the other. We are one nation. We are one family. And so maybe I would also let the society know this is not the time also to really use this opportunity to politicize things, because we're in the electioneering period. There are times that we just need to be very, very serious about life. And we want to see less reduction or stress that is related to examination results. We want to see less depression. We want to see less trauma, and especially for those students that have received the examination results that they didn't actually imagine would be that way. And so we are saying there could be stress, there could be trauma, and we also have students who are still recovering from burnout because they really overworked. By the way, I really celebrate them, because the COVID pandemic did not leave anybody in a better place than they found them. In most cases, it's a small number, but I know teachers worked very hard. Even now, they haven't rested enough, even if they thought they had a long holiday. Parents also worked very hard. They're running helter-skelter, looking for funds. The terms, the school terms are back to back. And so at the end of the day, what I would encourage is that we, all of us, use this opportunity to celebrate our children and to encourage them. Well, in this country is a sad moment. Our third president just passed on. He was a great academician. He was a great man. He was a very humble person. He was a real person. Emilio Mwai Kibaki. To be very sincere, I have never come across a leader who was just one thing in everything. This person, one of the pioneers, the founders of DP, Democratic Party in this country. He was democratic. He lived democracy. He shared democracy, including the sharing of resources in this nation. We will really miss you. You are just a legend that loved this country from the bottom of your heart. You have taught many people to be selfless, unless they pretend not to, or they pretend they never saw you being selfless. And I take this opportunity to make a request. If we get such heroes in this nation, probably before they cannot have the energy to watch themselves, hear about themselves, that we can learn to celebrate them when they are still breathing. Like celebration of their birthdays, and especially when we know that these people touched many people's lives. They have done amazing things in this nation. Can we be celebrating them? Even if it is not a very extravagant way of celebrating them, but we can have clips running about them, about their work. Right now, we are seeing so many clips, we are seeing so many records, we are seeing so many files running, but it can be a custom, it can be a lifestyle. And especially right now that I'm talking about Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education results, what I'm praying is, can we remember them every day, every time, such that even after they die, we know, and they know we valued them. May you rest in peace, Mwai Kibaki, the third president of this nation. We celebrate you as we celebrate our candidates, because you made many of them get education opportunities that otherwise wouldn't have been a reality in their lives. When you came to power, you declared and ensured free education was a reality. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Thank you. I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Susan Gitau, where you will access mental health tips every week, every month, every year. Thank you.